November 1944. The bitter wind slices across the sparsely clouded skies over northern Germany. In the pale dawn, a lone airfield stretches beneath the gray light, its tarmac rimed with frost, distant echoes of Allied bombing raids vibrating through the cold morning air. A German test pilot, Oberleutnant Klaus Richter, approaches a sleek silver aircraft that gleams under the weak November sun. This is a P-51 Mustang, captured from a downed Allied squadron, a fighter that has reshaped the very nature of air combat and already become the nightmare of every Luftwaffe pilot. Richter tightens his gloves, feeling the chill bite through his uniform, and prepares to climb into the cockpit. His orders are simple in theory: 1 hour to uncover the secrets of this unstoppable machine. 1 hour to understand how it outpaces, outclimbs, and outmaneuvers German fighters. The engines hum, the instruments gleam like silent sentinels, and Richter inhales deeply, knowing that every second in the air counts. With a steady hand, he pushes the throttle forward, and the Mustang roars to life. By late 1944, the skies over Europe were a battlefield dominated increasingly by Allied air power. The Luftwaffe, once a force feared across the continent, had begun to falter. Years of relentless warfare had drained experienced pilots, reduced fuel reserves to critical levels, and forced inexperienced youth into combat. Meanwhile, the Allies deployed aircraft that redefined air strategy. Among them, the P-51 Mustang stood out, initially designed for tactical reconnaissance, but evolving into a long-range escort fighter, capable of accompanying bombers deep into German territory. Its laminar-flow wings reduced drag. Its Packard-built Merlin engine delivered speed and altitude unmatched by most Axis aircraft, and its drop tanks extended range, giving Allied bombers protection that had previously been impossible. The German High Command watched the Mustangs rise with unease. Messerschmitt Bf-109s and Focke-Wulf FW-190s, long the pride of the Luftwaffe, were consistently outperformed. Intelligence reports cataloged every detail: maximum speeds exceeding 440 miles per hour, service ceilings approaching 41,000 feet, and maneuverability superior to most German designs. Captured aircraft became prized assets, brought to testing facilities for meticulous study. Yet even in these controlled conditions, the Mustang's essence could not be fully grasped without a pilot in the cockpit. For Oberleutnant Richter and his colleagues, the task was unprecedented: to compress a lifetime of engineering insight and aerial experience into a single, decisive hour of testing. These flights were conducted under intense scrutiny. Engineers measured airframe angles, analyzed wing deflection, calculated weight distribution, and studied fuel consumption. Flight logs were dissected for patterns in climb rate, acceleration, and roll behavior. Yet the most critical element remained the human pilot, whose senses and judgment were required to feel the aircraft's true performance. Every maneuver had to be deliberate, every climb, dive, and roll carefully observed. The Mustang was not only a technological marvel. It was a tactical problem, a psychological force, and a symbol of a shift in the balance of air superiority. The 60-minute test flights were designed to extract knowledge in its purest form, to reveal the Mustang's hidden advantages, and to provide the Luftwaffe with any possible means of countering the threat. For Richter, the human element was paramount. Years of flying Bf-109s and FW-190s had ingrained reflexive reflexes that had kept him alive in combat. Yet the Mustang demanded a new approach. Its throttle was lighter, its roll more precise, and its wings responded differently than anything he had flown before. He had to suppress instinctive maneuvers and replace them with analytical observation, noting how the aircraft handled in ways that could not be captured on paper. The emotional weight was heavy. This was a machine that had already claimed countless lives and altered the course of the air war. Success meant insight, failure could mean fatal misjudgment. The Mustang's technological mastery was undeniable. Its Merlin engine allowed sustained high-altitude flight, enabling long-range bomber escort missions that German aircraft could not match. Laminar-flow wings minimized drag and maximized lift, providing both speed and maneuverability. Its controls responded precisely to pilot input, the aircraft stable yet agile even under extreme stress. Compared to German fighters, which often required constant correction, the Mustang translated pilot skill into efficient action almost intuitively. Its versatility made it formidable in multiple roles: high-altitude escort, low-level attack, and reconnaissance, all achievable with minimal modification. The Luftwaffe faced not merely a fighter, but a synthesis of engineering brilliance, operational adaptability, and tactical ingenuity. This technological advantage translated directly into tactics. Allied bomber formations, once vulnerable, now flew with near impunity deep into German territory. Mustangs intercepted enemy fighters before they could reach the bombers, striking decisively and disengaging at will. German pilots found traditional dogfighting maneuvers increasingly ineffective. The Mustang could outturn, outclimb, and outpace German aircraft in nearly every engagement. Test flights were not just about understanding performance metrics. They were about uncovering tactical insight, how to position fighters, anticipate maneuvers, and exploit any potential weaknesses. Yet, the more Richter flew, the more evident the Mustang's superiority became. The Mustang also exerted a profound psychological influence. Luftwaffe pilots reported encounters that left them shaken, witnessing Mustangs dive with precision, outturn seasoned aviators, and vanish before retaliation. For test pilots, the moral weight of understanding the aircraft was immense. Every insight was tempered by the knowledge of the destruction the Mustang had already caused. Entire squadrons experienced a decline in confidence, forced to confront a machine that symbolized the inevitability of Allied air dominance. Leadership, tactical planning, and morale were all impacted, highlighting how a single aircraft could disrupt strategy, psyche, and survival. The 60-minute flight began in the cold gray light of November. Richter taxied the Mustang out, engines roaring, and released the brakes. The aircraft surged forward with a power that seemed effortless. Observing its behavior at various altitudes, Richter noted how acceleration, responsiveness, and stability differed from anything in the Luftwaffe inventory. Climbing tests revealed unmatched high-altitude performance. The Mustang remained composed where German fighters would falter. Controlled dives and roll maneuvers demonstrated stability at extreme speeds, while simulated attack patterns highlighted its ability to dictate engagement terms. Throughout, Richter meticulously recorded every observation, mentally cataloging speed, climb rate, roll responsiveness, and fuel consumption. Aware that each detail might inform future tactics, halfway through, Richter executed complex maneuvers, steep climbs, simulated dogfights, emergency turns, and high-speed dives. The aircraft responded predictably and harmoniously, translating his input into precise movement without the twitchiness or instability common to German planes under stress. He began to see the sum of its design engine, aerodynamics, and control surfaces working in perfect synchrony. The Mustang was not simply a superior fighter in one domain. It was the combination of endurance, maneuverability, and pilot interface that made it unstoppable. As the minutes ticked down, Richter performed final tactical simulations, blending speed, climb, and turn maneuvers as though engaging in actual formation. Each second reinforced the reality that the Mustang had transformed the air war. It was precise, resilient, versatile, and relentless. When he finally leveled off and returned toward the airfield, a mixture of awe and sobering realization settled over him. In 60 concentrated minutes, he had confirmed what every Luftwaffe pilot feared. The Mustang was not just an aircraft. It was a paradigm shift, an instrument of inevitability that had already rewritten the rules of aerial combat over Europe. Returning from his 60-minute test flight, Oberleutnant Klaus Richter taxied the Mustang back toward the frost-covered airfield, the engine's steady hum a reminder of the power he had just harnessed. His mind raced with the observations and measurements he had painstakingly collected. Every roll, dive, climb, and acceleration told a story of engineering brilliance, and yet it also told the story of German vulnerability. In that hour, the Mustang had revealed not a single flaw, but a symphony of strength, speed, maneuverability, altitude performance, and reliability working together to create a fighter that had become the nightmare of the Luftwaffe. Once the aircraft was secured in the hangar, Richter debriefed with engineers and commanders, describing every nuance of the flight. He explained how the Mustang responded to throttle adjustments, how its wings maintained stability during extreme maneuvers, and how the combination of engine and aerodynamics allowed it to dictate engagements with precision.